Yeah. What's really happening? What's really happening? It's your boy OG Gigavelli with another episode of Street Code of Conduct. Today's episode, I'm coming to y'all with a story out the book talking about Dade County Jail, 6th floor. You know what I mean? House of Pain. So we're going to talk about my experience, you know what I mean, in 1996, how Dade County Jail was rocking, you know what I mean. I want to emphasize, like I always do, when I share my story, it's not to glorify, because I never feel like that doing time or spending time in prison is some type of badge of honor. That is not that. You know what I mean? My message to my youth, you know what I mean, especially the guys that's in the street, is try to prevent y'all from going this path, right? You know what I mean? Because the most G thing that you could do right now is, you know what I mean, to respect your freedom, take care of your family, and stay out these people's system, man. But I'm gonna take y'all back, man. You know what I mean? How Dade County Jail was in the 90s, and we'll talk about it when I get through reading the little parts of the story, right? It's coming straight from the book Pressure. Y'all come on in with me. The 6th floor was known as the House of Pain because it stayed going down 24/7 in all the cells up there. It was where I belonged, and I didn't mind doing all my time up there. But I had to get ready, so I was going to give myself some time to get my jailhouse weight up. I know this may sound crazy, how you could be a free man doing free world things and that things that matter, to move into thinking like a locked up animal worrying about jailhouse madness. But that was thug life and street niggas shit called for. You already know. 1 minute you free, and the next minute you in the cage. With the animals. Now, 3 weeks in, I was preparing myself for jail life. I knew I wasn't going nowhere no time soon. There was niggas in our county jail that had been riding for 10 years fighting their case. They stayed in you could stay in our county for 2 to 3 years with nothing, you know what I mean, going on. You could go for a whole year without even stepping into a foot into the courtroom. Sometimes it worked in your favor. The case become weaker, and the time was always, you know, man, was counting. What I wasn't expecting to happen the next morning was the CO came to our cell and called my name to pack it up. They was transferring me to another jail. Rabbit and Orange Man told me they was doing it like that now, trying to fill up the other jails. Shout out to my homeboys out the 40s, man, out of Powder. Shout out to Orange Man. Shout out to Rabbit, right? Just want to get them boys they roses, right? You know what I mean when I'm talking about them. To say I wasn't upset would be a lie. I didn't have much to pack. Rabbit had given me a sweatshirt and a pair of shoes and shorts when I first got into the cell. Orange Man had some new boxes and shorts, and he gave me with a pair of, you know what I mean, of new socks. And just to understand, Dade County, we used to wear our own clothes back then, so coming in, brothers are aid and assist you like a care package type thing. So that's what they was doing. So y'all, for those y'all that don't understand, I know it's changed now. They got y'all wearing, I hear that they got the inmates, people in jail wearing, orange and whatever colors they got with the jumpers and not. Now back then in the 90s, we could wear our own clothes, right? That's all I had. No food and no meal yet. I was living off the land for real now. I told Rabbit and Orange Man that I would be back soon. I yelled over to the next cell and told Mason, you know what I mean? Shout out to Mason, man. Mason, Nathan Moore. You know what I mean? Shout out to that boy there, man. I heard he gone now. Heavy. That they were transferring me, and Heavy. That's Big Heavy out the 40s too, man. Y'all don't know who that is, right? That's Dewey Hound, co-defendant back then. Shout out to Dewey Hound. Shout out to Heavy, right? Was transferring me, but I would get up with them soon. I told Dewey Hound and Heavy the same thing. I didn't know then, but my words would be true. I would make it back faster than I thought. They took me down into the holding tank. There was a few faces that looked familiar, but I was looking over the group for any enemies. When you're moving through these walls and these cells, it's best to listen, do less talking and listen more. More watching and listening. I could tell you stories where niggas would be talking shit about another nigga, and that nigga was sitting right next to him, and then shit jump off. Or where somebody's talking shit about somebody's family or one of their partners, and he was sitting, these people were sitting right there. So I just moved in silence. But it was hard to do when you a known street nigga like I was. Dudes would recognize you and they want to speak to you. I always hated being in transit. For one thing, the smell of unbathed, stank mouth niggas piled up in a small cell with stinking ass toilets overflowing with piss and shit. I was glad when they got us chained up and on the bus. They had me going to Metro West jail. I ain't never been out there, but what I heard was all bad. They treated niggas like kids in a big dorm with bunk beds. They had 2 COs in the dorm with you at all time. Shit sound like juvenile hall to me. Then I heard the COs like to jump niggas out there too. I was going to have to find a way from out there. I didn't know anybody know about Metro West back then. That I wasn't built for Metro West, man. I wasn't with all that CO in the cell. I'm more of a county jail type of guy. When I was doing that type of time, I'd rather be in there with the animals, in the trenches with the, with the headbangers, where a man hold his own. I don't need no supervisor or supervision over me, But that's what they send a lot of cats. And I had to go through the system and make my way back. When we pulled up at the jail, I could tell this wasn't for me right away. The COs waiting on us to get off the bus got slick with me as soon as he read my card and called my name. Oh, you one of them thugs. See, when you transfer, they give you a little card and have a lot of stuff written on it, a lot of information about you. And my card was full of a lot of stuff like asshole, troublemaker, fighter, and all that other type of stuff. So when the CO read my card, he already stereotyped me and already called me out and was getting slick with me. That's what I was talking about right there. But anyway, I was looking at him like, what the fuck you talking about? When I didn't take the bait, he said, I'm talking to you, convict. I just smiled because I didn't know what else to do. There wasn't no good answer to what he was asking. He took my card and stuck it in his pocket. Well, shit, if he wanted to fuck with me, I was going to make it work for me to get back to the county. If I had a problem with the staff, they may transfer me back. When the line was ready to go, the same CO put me in the front of the line. The first dorm that they tried to put me in, the officer looked at my card and refused me. So here I was standing at the desk in front of this quiet dorm. It was clean but cold as hell. I was wondering how they got everybody to lay in the bed in the middle of the day and be so quiet. The CO was looking me over up and down like he was still thinking about if he should keep me or send me on my way. Out of curiosity, I wanted to know what my card said about me that had me on the spot with the COs. He wouldn't tell me, but said that he wasn't having any troublemakers in his dorm. He called some nigga named Head that slept right by the desk. One of them nigga Charlie niggas, know what I mean? One of his house man, appointed house man. I'm going to tell y'all about that and then I'm going to get into, we're going to rap about it a little bit. He called some nigga named Head over that slept right next to the desk near the TV. So this was the so-called house man. The CO told Head to get me a mat. I followed Buddy to the closet in the back of the dorm and I could tell he was sizing me up by the way he looked at me. When we got to the closet, Buddy called himself getting gangster with me about a mat. He was trying to hand me a pissy beat up mat when I could clearly see a stack of new ones up against the wall. So I asked him what's up with them. He just smiled and said they came with a ticket. What he mean by it came with a ticket is that he was selling the mats, you know what I mean? So he wanted to sell the new ones and try to hand you, a pissy beat up mat. But I wasn't having none of that. Meaning he was selling them. I politely told him, nigga, you got me fucked up. Let me get one of them, let me get my issue. After that, I was through talking. When he didn't get out my way so I could get my new mat, I hit him with what me and Rabbit had been working on, and I called it the chicken wing. A right uppercut followed by a short right hook to the chin. See, most niggas when they fight, they used to taking off with a straight jab or a two-piece. But most time, all you do is stun a man and daze him. Then you have to keep working him to put him down. But if he can take a punch, then you got a fight. I learned to go for the knockout on the gate. If you leave it open, why not take it? And that saves you time and energy. And if he's still standing after hitting him with the chin and catching him in the temple, 1 or 2 or more hits will put him down. At least with the type of knockout blow power I had. My punch always did the job. That's how I got the rep for being a knockout artist. The chicken wing was one of my favorite combinations. My chicken wing went something like this, an uppercut with a short hook. And I'm telling you, man, it never let me down, man. You know what I mean? Y'all know, y'all see how big the OG arms is, but if I connect on either one of them, believe me, man, I don't care how big you was, boy, you're going down. And this cat went down too. And that's how I got the rep of being a knockout artist, with the chicken wing being one of my favorite combinations. And this nigga laid up against the closet door was proof that my power was there. The dorm came to a life with the commotion in the closet that brought the CO running. And once he saw his house man leaking from the mouth and me standing over him, and he already knew what had happened, he yelled for me not to stand still, yelled for me to stand still and not move. And he was trying to get Buddy to tell him what happened to him, but his mouth was too full of blood to speak. So I told him, your man was trying to give me a fucked up mat to sleep on when there was new ones right there. So you hit him for that? I said, nah, I hit him because he wouldn't get out my way. I'm going to stop right there, man. And I'm going to start talking a little bit with y'all about the county jail, right? I'm giving my, you know what I mean, put some G on what I'm talking about, right? First and foremost, man, Dade County Jail back in the day, man, was nothing to play with, man. I told you, man, it was cats that was doing that had been in our county jail for 10 years, man. If you ever been in Dade County Jail, man, back in the 90s or the late 80s, you know what I mean? That was my time. Late 80s, early 90s, man. You been in, no, mid 90s, you been in the county jail, man. You will see, man, dudes been in there, man. I'm talking about for 10 years, 5 years, 6 years. It wasn't nothing to be in there for a whole year, like I said. Not even must make it to court, man. Your court date would come up, they want to call you out the cell. A lot of things was going on. Dade County Jail really separated the boys from the men. A lot of cats, man, a lot of cats that y'all may look up to on the streets, like being that hitter or that, you know what I mean, or that killer because he out there with a gun, he running with the homies. A lot of their cars got pulled in Dade County Jail. Trust me, man. I got a lot of information on a lot of so-called real ones, right? That really wasn't like that, you know what I mean? So a lot of the cats that I do shout out, man, like I shout out Orange Man, I shouted out right in that little part right there, Rabbit, and I shouted out Dewey, shout out to Dewey Hound, man. You know, don't let that little freckle face, light skin fool you, man. Dewey Hound was show enough, you know what I'm saying? Nice with his hands, had a little combination, real respect. Him and Heavy was on, they had a little 2-body case back then. Them boys came up off that thing and they won it, you know what I mean? You know, but right now I heard Dewey still doing time in the feds. I just left him in the feds, man. We need that boy to come home, man. Shout out to Adder Powder, to all them soldiers out to 40, man, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, around that time, and I just also pointed out to you, man, how easy it is to be in the streets and be worrying about, you know, dealing with life and street stuff and, you know, real world things. And then people like myself, you know, that's been in and out of jail, boys school, juvenile hall, how easy for us to just to adjust and get into the county jail and just flow into the things, you know what I mean? How things flow. And that in itself has kind of showed me my mentality, man. Like I had to make a change sooner or later, man, or I've been up spending the rest of my life locked up, right? So my message, you know what I mean, from, you know, sharing this to my young people is, man, if you don't want to get caught up in that lifestyle, man, start making some wise decisions out here in the world, man. Start by, you know what I mean, you know, working for what you want. Stop committing these crimes out there, man, because nowadays with technology, even we was getting caught up back then. It's so easier now, man, with digital footsteps. I don't care if you know footprints. I mean, you know, I don't care if you scamming. I don't care what it is, man. everything, nothing ain't gonna last long, man. You know what I mean? It's too much ratting going on in the streets. You know what I mean? So you gonna find yourself like I was, man, being more institutionalized, raised up in these county jails, man. And if you really ain't about that life, man, it's gonna be. I got some stories, man. I done seen guys hog tied. You know what I mean? Just for fun, cause the rest of the cell just. Man, listen, when they call it the House of Pain on that in that 6th floor, it's really was the House of Pain, man. Like I showed, man, dudes will be bored, man. Just ain't got nothing else better to do, man. And if you was weak and you wasn't a fighter, man, some real horrible things happen to you in Dade County Jail, man. I'm just being 100 with you, man. I don't know how the county jail is to this day. Don't want to find out how it is no more. But what I heard is, though, it's a lot of gang banging going on in there. A lot of dudes ain't really shooting no head up phase like in my day. You know what I mean? A lot of these kids, these young kids, man, they running in these packs. So, you know, hey, in them jail, in the Dade County jail, ain't no officer sitting in there, man. They got a cage that they roll open. They put you in that part. They close the door and they roll that back. Then you step in the other part. Back then, a cell was big. A cell could hold up to 20 people. But when I was doing time, man, we weren't rocking like that. We had that like literally, man. When I was in the cell, we wasn't letting them put no more than about 10 of us in there, man. We all just wanted to have extra space. We didn't want to be crowded. You know what I mean? Shout out to my boy V. Shout out to, you know what I mean? All, you know, when I say V, man, I'm talking about V and Pawns or them out the sub, man. Shout out to all the real ones. Shout out to Charlie Boy, man. I'm going to have stories coming to y'all about them. So my advice today, man, stay out of Dade County Jail, man. Stay out of any jail, man. Stay free. This your boy OG Jigavelli, man. For more stories out the book, man, go ahead and support the movement, man. Inbox me or go on Amazon, man, and cop the book, Pressure, man. You know what I mean? Right here for real Miami stories, man. They got my name on the bottom. You also can hit the link in my bio, man. Support the movement, man. Let's get this message out there to our kids, man. This your boy OG Jigavelli with another episode of Street Code of Conduct. I hope that you know you was entertained tonight. I got more stories. Tap in.